bright good afternoon to all of you out there. A bright good afternoon to you. This is the Globuntu Book Studio. Today is Saturday, and Saturdays are always the days when we have our School of Life Masterclass. And my name is Beatrice Achaleke. I am, as usual, your host. Life is a story, and every story counts because some stories are life transformational. And today we are going to be talking about stories, but different from the stories that we're used to having on the Globuntu School of Life. Today is a special class. Actually, it is a pre-launch of something exciting that we've been working on, and we will be introducing that project to you right away. So we see you on Facebook, we see you on YouTube. Please use the comment box to join in the conversation. You know, Globuntu School of Life Master classes are always open classes. We invite you to join, to share with us, to agree with us, to celebrate, to tell stories, because that is what this is all about. So before I waste any more time, I am going to introduce my co-host for today, my sister, and co-curator and international. No, she's a serial author, but she'll tell you about herself. But she's joining us all the way from Michigan, from the US, and we are here to launch our new project, and we'll tell you about that in a while. Before we get started, I would like my sister, Samantha, all the way from Michigan, to introduce herself. Take it, sister.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you, sister. Hello, everyone. My name is Samantha Van. I haven't gotten like my sister yet. She's the top serial author. I do have 6 books out in the world, though. They are books centered around general stagnation, self-humiliation, self-growth, and just being intentional in your actions in life. Outside of that, I'm a retired educator from Michigan. I'm a mother of 6. I also am the founder and president of a nonprofit organization based here in Michigan that offers low-cost art-based classes to youth. We have been running for going into our 3rd year, so we are very thankful to be doing what we do. We also work with the senior citizens here in Michigan as well. So again, I'm so honored to be here. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm also an abstract artist. So I've done many showcases, and I have my own showcase that I transformed in my home as well. So I'm so excited about this project as well, and I just can't wait to hear about it and make sure all of you really can get the gist of how fun and exciting this is going to be. So I'm going to hand it back over to my sister to just share with you guys a little bit of the concept of this awesome idea and this plan and this strategic effort that is being put together to be intentional with everything that we're doing right now in our lives. Blessings, and over to my sister.
Thank you so much. Welcome into this space, sister. For those of you who are joining, you're tuning again to the Globuntu School of Life Masterclass. I am Achaleke, and you can call me also Anqueta, but I'm the serial author of the Africa for Smart Kids book series, and I have this passion for collecting and documenting stories. And sometimes, sister, book writing can be very intimidating. And so we came up with this wonderful idea of a new book series called Letters To. And this is a project where we are inviting international authors. We're inviting people to join and to contribute. And in order to do that, we have set aside a series of workshops that will really help those people who want to be co-authors in this project to learn how to do it. You don't have to be you don't have to be to have pre-writing knowledge. You don't have to have written a book or written anything. You just need to have a story in you that you like to tell that is in line with one of the titles or more of the titles of the letters of projects that we are launching. So that's like basically the idea.
But just a little bit more, sister. When we sat down and discussed this series, sister and I, it was really the intentionality behind it that makes this series. So once you have opportunity, once you visit the registration link to see the topics that have been set up, they were set up with intentions so that we can do what I have learned, because I'm learning so much about my beautiful sister. so that everything we do is intentional to keep us happy. So this series is intentionally created to bring about some type of self-happiness or awareness, self-awareness for yourself and the journey that you're going through in life. So I think that's what makes it such a distinct, really clear series, really trying to heal and heal during time. I think that's very awesome. So Sister
I think
mentioned we are inviting co-authors.
yes, let's stay a little bit right there with the intention. I like that you expand it. We're going through a whole lot. We're going through a whole lot since the pandemic and being locked down. We're going through a whole lot of challenges, and also as we journey through life, we life throws so much at us. Some of it is conscious, some unconscious, and we get to carry a whole lot of baggage. We carry so much baggage with us, and sometimes we don't even know where to offload this baggage. We don't know where to offload it. Should we go to therapy? Should we see an expert? Should we what should we do? So and the intention of this series is to really get people to offload, to get people to release, to get people to declutter and detox themselves through expressing themselves in writing. I think you and I know, coming from the space of writing, writing is very liberating. It is very, very releasing. Writing helps you gain clarity. It helps you declutter your life. And once you write, there's so many things that you can become, it opens a lot of doors for you. And I think one thing that makes this project so important is that we are doing it together. Some of us are single authors. Now we got to do it together. We get sisters and brothers to come together from across the globe to sit down and do it together. And we have different titles that we're working on. Maybe we should talk a little bit about the upcoming titles. We have four workshops lined up, and for each title of the book series, we have a workshop. And in that workshop, we focus on the theme of that particular topic, the particular title, and we help coach people on how to write, like you say, intentional, and to focus, to zoom in and focus exactly on what you want to say it with clarity, with sincerity, and to do it from the bottom of your mind, so that by the time you finish writing that letter, you have the feeling that something has happened in you, something very positive. So I think that's added to what you said. This is what makes this project so incredibly exciting for me.
And just to add icing on the cake, these stories are now globally known. So you're impacting so many people's lives. So you now globally known author, and your story could help steer somebody's life and change somebody's life just from you allowing yourself to heal. And that's something that's very important when you're healing. Once you've healed and you've had the healing process and you've healed, you must now go into the land and heal others. In whatever way that's comfortable for you, you have to heal. And a lot of people are journaling right now. A lot of people love journaling. Let's take those journals and be intentional with them, and then we can maybe change the masses and help so many more people.
Yes, you're so right. And I see our sister has joined us from Toronto. Sandra, we see you, we acknowledge you. You are part of this project, and we are a team. We are a team of sisters on this project. And there's one thing that I like us to be specific on this, sister Samantha. This is a project for our Black communities. We are specifically inviting Black brothers and Black sisters to join the conversation. This is a healing. This is a healing series that we really want to not just write and publish this as the letters, but to create a community around it, a global community where we can meet, whether we're meeting physically later or we're meeting online, that we can meet and do some of this talking. We have a big vision for these letters once they are written and published. And so when you join, you hear more. But for the time being, again, we have 4 titles lined up, and it is all about releasing, giving ourselves the permission the unapologetic permission to release, to express whatever we're carrying in us in the form of writing. And you know the magic about writing, sister? When you write, you create a blueprint legacy. You create a blueprint legacy that never goes away. It stays here forever. We connect the past, the present, and the future when we write. And our responsibility, having gone through the pandemic now, we are writing about our experience of the pandemic for the next generation that was not here. And we will have a title where we will be reporting this pandemic, our experience of this pandemic, to our ancestors, to those who have gone before us, who did not experience this kind of thing that we're experiencing for the first time. So this is very deep. This project is a very deep project that will allow us to touch different layers of our being, our spiritual being, our moral being, our intellectual being, our mental being, our genders, our geographies, across the different places that we are in the world. And so this is what makes me so excited about this series that we're launching today.
I am so excited as well. I am the intentionality. It's all intentional, and my sister has been intentional for many years, many years. If she could tell you her track record, I'm sure many people know many years being intentional, and this series will be just that. So I am just honored to be present for it, and I am here, and I am thankful. So there are some other people that are involved in the project, sister. Would you like to tell about the other people involved in the project?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We have sisters behind this project. We have sisters from across the globe. We have two sisters sitting in Toronto, Canada. One of them has a Benin background and another one a Cameroonian background. So we're already expanding right there. In Michigan, we have you sitting right here on screen with us. In Atlanta, we have another Kenyan sister who lives and works in Atlanta. In Florida, we have, oh no, I think I should put the names to it. So in Canada, we have our sister Sandra Aju that just joined us online. Sandra, we see you, and I can't wait to have you in the studio the next time. We have our sister Eliki and Dumbe, who her heart is beating for this project. When we did our first session, she was like, I am all in. Today she called me and she said, I'm all in. And so in Florida, we have our sister, Dr. Alicia, Dr. Alicia Blackwood, Dr. Alicia Blackwood. She also is a serial author and educator as well. And she is of Jamaican origin, living in the US. And then we're going to have, who else is on board? My goodness. The Kenyan sister who is in Atlanta. She runs her own business there. I don't want to put in her name now until she gives me the permission to. And then, of course, I'm sitting here. So at the moment, we are 5 of us who are behind this. And this is just like the curators and the editors. And as we move along, we're going to have so many authors, so many co-authors, and so many people joining the team as well. So it's an open project. We do have a mastermind team behind it to coordinate everything that goes on, to make sure that we coach the co-authors, that we get them, take away the fear, the intimidation, the insecurity. When you're writing, there's so many questions that's come into your mind. So we are here to take that away, because we are all of us, almost all of us are experienced serial authors. Okay. So, and then we have an experienced marketer who is joining us on board once all these letters are written and we have edited and published them. And I want to say we're starting with no. If you want to know more about this project, you better register.
Give them one, sister. Let's give them the first title, just the first one. We won't give them all 4. Let's give them at least the first one, and we could discuss just the first title, just one.
So our sister Sandra is saying she's excited. We see you, sister. The excitement, as you can see, we're all excited, and we can't wait to get started. So let's talk about the first 4 titles. The first 4 titles, just to kind of build the excitement even further, so people understand why we're so excited. The first title is Love Letters to the Universe. You know, sister, I grew up at a time when we used to write letters. We used to have postcards.
Mm,
You know, you used to sit down, take the time, and really write to someone to express yourself. Now we are in a digital generation where everyone is texting back and forth, and you don't even know. You know, we're texting half sentences. And this time around, we
yes.
say, let's sit back and learn how to write letters. And those of us who come from that generation, we will be teaching the current digital generation on how to write beautiful letters. Express yourself in the form of a beautiful letter. So the first title is Letters, Love Letters to the Universe. And I think it's in that series, our intention is um, to count our blessings, because when we go through
Yes.
a lot of challenges like we're doing at the moment, we tend to forget how gifted we
Mhm.
are. We forget a whole lot of things. So we want to come together and pinpoint our blessings, pinpoint them, and say a thank you word to the universe that we're still here and that we know what we know and are who we are. The second title is going to be Letters of Forgiveness. And this is deep. When we talk forgiveness, we're
See,
not talking about forgiving others, we're talking
a
about
hard one to
forgiving
swallow,
ourselves,
right?
right? There's so much we need to forgive and let go so that we can create space in us to grow, to nurture, to parent, and to be good citizens. So, title number two is going to be Love Letters to the Universe. The third title is going to be Letters to the Pandemic. We are telling the pandemic what we think about it in the TED title. So, I think we should all write to the pandemic and let
Funny,
it know.
you could be hilarious. It's like you could be funny, you could be hilarious. I think when I write my letter to the pandemic, I'm gonna have some fun with it. I'm you know, I had some ups and downs, but I'm about all the funny stuff. I'll make sure I get in on those 3 pages that I get to fill up for the letters to the pandemic, because I mean, it was like a roller coaster ride. It was like, oh my goodness. I was like, wow. So I'm
That's right.
excited for that one.
So, and the fourth title is going to be Letters to the Ancestors. Letters to the ancestors. So, first of all, we write love letters to the universe because we're still here. And then we move on to forgive whatever it is that we need to forgive so that we can be step into our greatness. And then we talk to the pandemic when we have stepped into our greatness and we have that self-confidence, that assertiveness, that reassurance, you know, that we're more powerful than the pandemic. Then we write our letters to the pandemic and tell the pandemic what we think. And when we have done that, then we go to our ancestors. You know, we ask for guidance and protection, you know, against whatever is that we may be facing, whatever life may throw at us. We give them acknowledgement for always protecting us. And if you're someone who don't believe in ancestors, you believe in the creator, in God, in Allah, in whoever, you can write to that person. We're writing to that high instance above us, you know, that higher consciousness. That's who we're writing to when we say we're writing to the ancestors. So those are the 4 titles that we're starting this series with. And again, people are invited to contribute to as many titles as possible. And but you can only contribute 1 letter per title. You can only write 1 letter per title, but you can write, contribute in as many titles as possible.
All right. So I was waiting on, I didn't know if you were finished. So I just
And
wanted
I
to
will
jump
finish
in really
over to
quick and
you.
just say, okay, jump in and say those are some amazing titles. I wanted to let Sister finish about the titles, but I take a few minutes just to talk about how, you know, impactful those titles are. The first one, just Letters to the Universe. I agree with Sister 1,000%. I'm 42 years old, so when I started, I was young. I wrote a lot. That's what really got me into wanting to be an author, and for that reason, making sure that, again, Sister explained, that was my legacy, because I tell my kids write books. I told everybody to write a book to leave a legacy. So in Letters to the Universe, I'm just going to be so just full of enjoyment to finally get back to that form of writing and really bare and naked. I am now at 42. I'm much more vulnerable and naked than I was. of course, before, and just write that letter to the universe. And so for the letters for forgiveness, I just love that title as well, because it takes a long time for people to forgive themselves, but that's mostly because they haven't forgiven the person that has caused them the pain. You must forgive them first, and then you can go and write this beautiful love letter to yourself, saying that you forgive yourself for maybe holding on, for not expressing to the person openly what you felt, and things of that nature. Again, I've already have some fun and the pandemic, but for letters to the ancestors, that's going to be a way to just take some time and take a step back and give appreciation to what has created us and what was manifested before us, to allow us to come together on this type of level and be intentional all over the globe. So I am just grateful to write so many. I mean, we only get 3 pages. I wish I could get sister to give us more, but we only get 3 pages. But I'm excited to have those 3 pages in there just to give appreciation to the ancestors for allowing me to be able to sit here intentional in my rights and efforts today.
I agree with you, and I thank you so much for adding those points. I'm just trying to put up the titles so that anyone who is joining us may see as well. And I think I'm happy that you right. So that is going to be our second letter after we write to the universe, and the second one is going to be that one where we're talking to the pandemic first. It's going to be letters to the pandemic. That's it. And then we're doing letters to the ancestors. Okay, so those are those letters. And to come back to your point, yes, we want to keep it short, because if you have to write a whole lot, the screen is kind of misbehaving. If you have to write a whole lot, it becomes a book. Now, this is just a teaser. Again, in the beginning, I said there's so many people who would love to write, but they're intimidated. So what we want to do in the workshops and in helping them, coaching them write these letters, is to ignite their creativity, is to take away the intimidation of writing. So if you have more to say, then you can go write a whole book. But right here, we want to collect a series of letters. And because we want it to be, to have a standard that everyone has the same amount of space to express themselves, we limit it to 800, between 800 and 1,000 words. That's how long your letter should be. But again, we have all these details in our workshop, so that you get to know what is it that you can write. When you have journeyed through life, your story is so big. You have so much to say. We don't want to stop you from saying that, but we want to channel, filter what is it that you can put in that helps to build this healing community, this international healing community of Black sisterhood and brotherhood, in order to do that, so that when we come together in the community, we have identified common things that we will be sharing, maybe areas of our lives that we need to hear, maybe some conversations that we need to have, or things that we can learn from one another. Okay, so we keep it compact, clear, short, sweet, and intensive. But then we leave you enough space to still go write your own story, write another book, sit down with your family and write another book. But for this one, we just take those, that limited number of words, so that, so that you feel free, you feel excited, and you don't feel too, that it's too much that you have to do to bring it out. Yes, sister.
I think that you described it, sister, when we talked about this before the launch, as planting the seed. Those 3 pages will allow them to plant the seed.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well said.
So now we've been talking, probably people are wondering, where do I register, right? What is on your mind right now, sister?
No, I'm just enjoying this. I'm just your vibe. I can feel your aura, and I'm waiting to see where we can register at too. I'm waiting to learn. Well, of course I know, guys, but I want you guys to see as well.
So we again, the first workshop is starting on the 27th. We have the 4 workshops for the 4 titles that we just shared, line up for the 27th to the 30th of October. So that way we block 4 days. It's a 60 minutes workshop, and we're taking just 15 people because that's the number of people that contribute per title of the book. We're being intentional and specific and clear. So if there are more people that contribute to a title, that's fine. We can do volume 2. But what we want to have here is to have those series of books that are tiny that you can take them with you on your journey. You can read them before you go to sleep. You're traveling to work, you're commuting to work, you can take them with you. You are waiting for the kids to come out of school. You can read through them so that they don't become a big thing that you kind of have to put aside. So that's the intention of making it tiny and making sure that we only have 15 people per title, and making sure that we have a certain limit of how much one can write in the book. And so we have those series of workshops set aside. We invite you to register. Again, the tools that you'll gain in this workshop are tools that will help you for the rest of your life. They may help you become that best-selling author that you've always wanted to be, but for some reason you've not been yet. So you will learn a whole lot of tools once you register. And you can register just for one title, just for one workshop, if you're just interested in one title. You can come back for the other titles. Sister, at the moment, we have identified 32 titles, and this is a growing project. I guess by the time that we finish what we have done with the 10 first titles, we will already have more titles lined up. So it's a growing project that we're going to grow into. If you have titles in your mind, you can bring them up. If you're a co-author, you can always suggest some other titles that are close to you, but you can be sure that we're covering so many areas of our lives, and of our lives as individuals, as a member of communities, and a member of, as a citizen of the world. So we'll be covering all that. If you're looking for the link, it is in the description box of this video, right below. Click below and get the description box, get the registration. You will find 2 links. One link takes you to the Globuntu Books website, where you can see the full description. We have frequently asked questions there for you. You can see the team. There's more information for you in there on the Globuntu Books website. So on the Luma website is where we've set up the workshops. So you can register right there. You have a lot of information. And when you get there, you'll still find the link that will take you to the website where you can get the extra information that we're talking about. And if you go through all of that and you still have questions, or if you don't find it, use the inbox. Use the inbox to drop us a note. You can inbox. I think Sandra, my sister Samantha, is not on Facebook at the moment, so you can use my inbox to send me whatever message. If you're on YouTube, you can also use the YouTube inbox. Use the comment, share your information, or Google Globuntu Books and send us your details, and we will get back right to you so that we can get you registered and you don't miss any one of these workshops. Sister, over to you.
Well, thank you. And just to add to what you just said, the cost is only $10. And if you register for all 4, you get, I believe it's a $2 discount, sister. It's $38 if you register for 4. So be sure to click the link in the description box, and we can't wait to see you October 27th.
That's right. And we guarantee you that your $10 or your €9 are going to pay off, because the tools that you're going to get, the community that you're going to be in, and the fact that you're going to graduate out of there as a co-author of a series that is upcoming, a series that is going places. It's just, you just know the investment is worth it. And if you have people around you and you want to register them, bring more sisters and brothers in here. We have series where we will be inviting kids also to write to their parents, different sets of parents, different, how do I call them? We have different kinds of family settings and parenting structures. So we will be looking at this. So if you're a parent, you can also book your kids in. We want to have a cross-generational, across geographies, across genders, within the Black communities. We want to have this conversation because, again, it's giving ourselves the space and the permission to heal, to have some of those conversations that we otherwise will never have, and which we badly need to have in order to release that baggage, to heal, and or just to touch base with one another from a more human perspective, and from a more human perspective. We juggle through a whole lot in life, and sometimes we forget to touch base. So that's what we're talking about. Bring kids on board, bring your auntie on board, bring your godmother on board, bring your stepfather on board, bring your ex on board. We have all the series lined up, and everyone has a space. There's a page for everyone's letter, and there's a paragraph for everyone's voice, and all the voices count. No matter what your story is, no matter what you've gone through, no matter what fears you may have in you, we will take away those fears, and you'll be able to write your letter, and you'll be able to express yourself. And just by expressing yourself, you can shine your light in someone else's corner and give them the permission either to heal or to shine their own light so that another person could. So this is what we're saying. Writing does all of this, and that's why we're here to share this concept with you. Sister?
Yes. I just want to say thank you for we sat down, we talked, it came to fruition, and being intentional, we can shift the generational imprint. And I think we're headed in the right direction.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just trying to see, bring us back to this. I think we've touched on all the things that we needed to touch on to give someone an idea, someone who is interested, an idea of what this is all about. And it's up to you now. The ball is in your court. Share this invite with everyone around you who is interested in writing, or who is just intimidated, whom you know should write, but who it may be intimidated. Come into the community. Let's do this together. Let's write some letters. We're going to write healing letters. We're going to write funny letters. We're writing love letters. We're writing spiritual letters. We're writing, just all kinds of letters. And we can't wait to welcome you on board. Again, we're starting on the 27th of October. The registration link is in the box to this video, wherever you're joining us from. And we want to acknowledge all of you who joined us on YouTube. We want to acknowledge you who joined on Facebook. We see you, and we can't wait to have you in the workshop so that we can get started. Sister Samantha, we said we wanted to launch our first book this year, right? We are gearing, we are running like, we want to be as fast as Usain Bolt, right? So we want to collect these letters and get them published this year. That may be the best Christmas present, that we could give someone, especially the love letters to the community. So we're not wasting time. So if you're ready, we are ready for you. Just get on board and let's get this book rolling. Sister, to you.
Thank you to everyone. Just wanted to say thank you to everyone and look forward to seeing all of you in the class.
Right. We look forward to seeing you in class. So up until then, make sure that you stay safe and protected with your loved ones, and know that you have a story, and that your story may be the story that someone needs to hear in order to be their best self. So we will see you in the class. Goodbye.